Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. The Kootenai County Sheriff trying to stop teens from accessing what he calls inappropriate books in local libraries.
He says certain young adult books should be reclassified as adult books due to what he calls graphic content. KREM 2's Janelle Finch is live in Kootenai County telling us why the books are causing a bit of a stir in the community. Janelle?
Mark and Whitney, the Kootenai County Sheriff says community members have brought hundreds of books to his attention for sexual and obscene content. At least 2 of those books were checked out from the Post Falls Library here that go against Idaho state law. He believes that if those books go into the wrong hands, criminal consequences could result. Kootenai County Sheriff Robert Norris says it isn't about taking what he calls inappropriate books off library shelves.
Doesn't call for any banning, doesn't call for any restrictions. It only says that if it's sexually explicit, that it should be in an area 18 and over.
One book someone in the community expressed concern over was published back in 1999. It's Deal With It, a whole new approach to your body, brain, and life as a girl. Norris says he's read the book in full and noted at least one page that goes against Idaho Statute 1815. That law says a person is guilty of disseminating material that is harmful to minors when a publication contains any explicit and detailed descriptions or narrative accounts of sexual excitement or conduct. The page does include descriptive explanations of sexual acts. As a parent of a 14 and 15-year-old, the sheriff says he wouldn't want his kids having access to this book.
This goes beyond what sexual health and sexual reproductive health is.
Deal With It co-author Rebecca Ode says she understands her book isn't for everyone, but she says the book is an honest collection of conversations young people were having at the time.
All of the quotes that are in the book were existing conversations between teenage girls, and we use those to shape the actual structure and content of the book.
She knows the anxieties that can come with being a parent of a teen firsthand. Still, she doesn't believe her book will make kids grow up any faster than they should.
I believe, both as an author and a parent, that information does not lead to action. It actually can be a deterrent when the information is given really clearly and kids actually understand what they would be getting into.
We did reach out to the Community Library Network, which owns the Post Falls Library, today for reaction. In a statement, the director said after 17 years in circulation, the book has seen 42 uses. The audience for this book is grades 10 to 12. Currently, the only copy of the book is unavailable as it has reached long overdue lost status. Community Library Network policy says it is illegal to steal library books, but what you can do is make a request for a reconsideration of a book that you don't find is appropriate. Information on how to submit one of those requests is available on our website, krem.com. Live in Post Falls, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
Janelle, thank you very much. Staying in North Idaho, the city of Hayden approved a $1 million contract to have 10 Kootenai County deputies patrol the city.
So about half that money comes from a supplemental levy passed last October by voters. The city already had 4 deputies patrolling, but now that number has more than doubled. The contract begins in early October and will run through next September.
Newly released court documents are revealing that prosecutors in the Moscow murders case are asking for information from several big tech companies.
Multiple search warrants were obtained over the summer, and they're asking for the suspect in this case, Brian Koberger, and for his customer information on Amazon, Apple, and PayPal.
Prosecutors are asking Amazon for information to see if Koberger bought, viewed, or was recommended any knives on the website. Police believe a specific type of knife was used to commit the murder. According to court documents, a knife sheath with Koberger's DNA was found at the crime scene, but the murder weapon itself has still not been found.
Documents show police are asking for that customer information both during the month of the murders, but also months before Koberger even moved to Washington State. Koberger was originally scheduled to go on trial next Tuesday, but that has been pushed back indefinitely.
Well, new tonight, the woman who pleaded guilty to lighting fires in the West Hills and the Dishman Hills Conservancy has been sentenced to just under 3.5 years in prison. Vicki Smith was arrested in Western Washington back on August 10th for starting fires in the West Hills of Spokane. Court record shows Smith admitted to lighting 8 fires between the West Hills and Spokane Valley's Dishman Hills natural area at the, quote, direction of God. No one was hurt, no homes were lost in either of the fires. Let's talk weather now with meteorologist Michelle Boss.
All right, we have some questions for you, Michelle. Do we think that the heaviest rain is behind us or still ahead?
We still do have some shower activity expected for part of the weekend, but yeah, it's not going to be quite as soggy as it was the other day when we picked up about 1/4 inch of rain. So take a look at satellite and radar right now. We do have some shower activity starting to pick up across eastern Washington and north Idaho after a mostly dry day so far. We even have some thunderstorms out there, or at least have had out towards Grand Coulee. It looks like most of the lightning has died down, but seeing some showers kind of moving along Highway 2 there, and starting to see some showers popping up just southwest of the Spokane area and moving northeast. So it's likely we are going to see some wet weather this evening. Temperature wise, because it has been mostly cloudy and there's a cool air mass overhead, we're at 58 degrees in Spokane, 56 in Coeur d'Alene. There are a couple of 60s though, 67 being reported in Othello, 64 in Lewiston, and lower 60s in Omak. Looking at some showers for this evening, temperatures will eventually fall down into the 40s overnight, so a cool start to your Friday, but it should be a dry day on Friday with a high just under 60 degrees. Rain showers on the way for Friday night into Saturday, and then we'll start drying out and warming up a bit more on Sunday, partly cloudy with a high of 64.
All right, sounds good, Michelle. Thank you very much. Happening right now, the first game is now underway at One Spokane Stadium.
Yes, we want to send things out right now to that new facility and our sports reporter, Andrew Quinn. Hi, Andrew.
Number 12, Jade Lipscomb. Great save.
Hi, Whitney and Mark. And hey, guess what? Michelle said we're going to get rain tonight, but look what we got. We got some sun out here, a beautiful night at One Spokane Stadium, and we have some history to bring you. Obviously, our first game ever in this facility right now going on right behind me, the Pullman Greyhounds and the Shadle Park Highlanders. Take a look here. Both teams were given a tremendous welcome to this field for the first time ever. As you see, they come through the tunnel. It was almost like the U.S. women's national team was playing, or Manchester United. They get the great entrance right there. Fantastic stuff for these kids to experience. And then how about this? The first ever goal in One Spokane history is scored by Peyton Boston of Shadle Park High School. A shot from right outside the box gets into the net for the first goal ever scored in this facility. Again, guys, this is going to be a USL stadium. A professional soccer team will play here, but the first goal ever scored was by a Spokane high schooler. Pretty cool stuff right there. But get this, Pullman right before the half equalized. Keely Franklin on a free kick. And so right now here in the second half, we got a 1-1 ball game. But this is not the only game happening here tonight. In fact, the Clarkston Bantams have just showed up here at One Spokane ahead of their matchup with the North Central Wolfpack. That football game kicks off here tonight for the first ever football game to be played here at One Spokane at 7 p.m. So come on down. It's sure to be a great night. We'll have reports from both of those teams coming up for you on KREM 2 News at 6, and we'll wrap it all up for you here at KREM 2 News at 10 and 11. But so far, so good. Really good game going on right now. Hoping for the same later tonight. But for now, reporting at One Spokane Stadium, Andrew Quinn, KREM 2 Sports.